Hello everyone, it's Shah from Ida Jane, and I am sharing a project that I've completed on making bookmarks. I just thought I'd share them with you, what I've done. Now, I had everybody's got snippets and little bits and pieces that are sort of around, and I was trying to think of a way that I could use them in a way that is useful, and this is what I've come up with. So the ones on this side are printed book spines. So I saw an idea on Pinterest, and this is not a new idea, but I have seen where people keep these. They have these beautiful, this is just an example, this is a very old book. These are the sort of books I get to do my journals with, but this is a very old book, and I don't often find any with this really lovely spines, like things like filigree and lovely writing on them. So hence why I often cover up my spines, and when I start to pull something like this, start to get the pages out, it often sort of lets go and pulls apart. Anyway, so if you've got any of these, they're probably more sturdy, you can use those. So what I did was I found some pretty ones on Pinterest that I was allowed to print, and I backed them with cardboard so that they were very strong. And that's those ones on this side. And then these ones on this side, I have used these, I guess you could call them tongue, like when you go to the doctor. I think of them like they're tongue depressors. I think they use them, not quite this big though. But they're always in the craft section, and I have used them. I've always promised that I'll do a tutorial on, I did one once before with a flower sort of a situation on here, and I can't remember, somebody asked me to do that and I never got around to doing it, but that's what I used them for before, but and other things. But I've had them sitting there, and I thought, well, they'd be good to use for bookmarks also. However, then getting a graphic onto them. So I remembered I had all these paper dolls, the collection of those, and I don't use them all that often, but I don't like the shine on them too much, but I have used them in some things, so I've got a lot of those. So that's what I started with, and then I dry brushed some chalk paint onto them because I didn't want to leave them just like that. And then I used these little paper dolls. So these little paper dolls are in all sizes, of course, if you've ever got those packets, and they come in teeny tiny ones, doubles, little ones, medium, big, you know, and then quite large ones. So I used some of those up. Of course, we've got all got our favourites that we sort of gravitate to it. I've used that one quite a lot before, and but on this I've done it before where I've sat her on something, and I didn't think it had the scope to do that. So I've chosen some that for these sort of straight up and down ones, I've used quite skinny single ones. For the larger ones, I was able to put 2 people on there, so that was good. And then I did one that was just not with those on there. So I'll go through them and let you know what I did. So I'll go through these first. So this is a book spine that I've, all of these that I've downloaded and printed out, and it's just so pretty. It would be so wonderful to have that in a real spine, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be lovely? So what I did with this one, I did to match the blues, I did a lace background, a snippet of lace that I had, and some velvet ribbon, and I glued it with a diamante buckle. And then up here I have put this earring, just an earring, and it sort of moved around a bit. I sort of didn't have a way of hanging that. I wasn't sure how to do that one, so it was moving around a lot. It's obviously an old one, and it was moving around quite a bit, so I put a brad there to hold it there, so it could be removed, or you could actually tie a big bow and put it on there or something like that, but I just thought it looked nice like that. So you know, if you imagine in your book, it's a bookmark, so you can imagine in your book it's sitting there like that. It's just so pretty. I just think that's lovely, you know, if you're sort of, you're a reader and you put it to the side like that and you remember where you are, so where you were in the book. So that's that one. This one I did a couple on here, and I put a piece of coffee dyed lace at the back, did a bit of stitching, and I've just put a dangle with beads and diamond and a pearl for that one. This one here, I've got some friends, and this book is called The Old Garden, and I've put them on there on some snippets, some scraps of fabric that I had, and I've stitched around that, and I've placed a tiny velvet bow up there, a bit of chain that I had, and some, like a quartz sort of a stone, and a little heart, a diamond heart on that one, which I thought was very girly for that one. And this little person I've put onto some sequin fabric and a piece of old lace, and this one is called A Handful of Lavender. And the dangle, I used one of the you can use your chomper or something, whatever you use to put eyelets in with. The little paper ones won't do it. On here they will, but on these actually went through the wood. This actually went through the wood, so you would need that. And on this one I put, one of the brads, or the eyelets I should say, that go with that chomper, and a piece of jewellery dangle there. So yeah, that's those. And then these on this side, so these I had to keep it quite, so put tall skinny people on this one, on these, because, you know, just because they are skinny. But I thought, yeah, I'm using them up, and I thought it was a sweet idea. What I've done here is I've used a piece of a very old vintage blouse that's got some shell buttons on there, and this person, and I've got a dangle. I've connected, you will need some pliers. They're my old pliers. I've got quite a few of them, but some pliers like this to do your chains with, probably two, because you'll need to undo the chains and do them up, and the links and all that, and then a teacup and a tea bag for that person, because I just thought she was was appropriate for that one. This person here, I've got some laces, some fabrics behind, and another chain, and I've just got a couple of little pearls, and I don't know what that is. That's off a necklace. It's a little dangly charm. And this one, this little person, I've got some vintage crochet, some rope or twine, that beautiful little rosette trim, and some laces, and some what do you call it, silk behind there, and some beads, bead dangle with a little heart charm and a bead for that one. And this little one, I've got some ticking and some fabric behind, a couple of layers. And my big chain, I used this one because I'm completely out. There's a tiny one you can get, and I'm out of it, so I used that one, and I put ball chain, I should say, and I made up the connectors, so I just did one of them with that. Yeah, so I used that for the dangle on that one, and I put a coin and a key on that one for that bookmark. So yeah, that's what I've used. So that's the supplies. I just, if you've got any of those, you can use. You could actually do them on smaller ones if you wanted to, but you'd have to really do quite small people. And I would like to do some with some actual printing. I'm going to do some with photos, but I wanted to use up, I do have a big packet of these paper dolls, so I did want to use those. It's good to use what you've got. And I just have some chains and things. You've probably seen these in my journals. I use them a lot. I've got lots more, but these are the ones I sort of use for here. and you will need some sort of a chomper thing, and you'll need either those or you'll need to have some of these. And of course, if you've got the original book spines, even better. So what I wanted to say was I just wanted to share those, and what I was going to say was, if anybody is interested in a tutorial, I mean, yeah, I think anybody could make them. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it would be a problem to make them. Basically, it's just using your snippets up. But if you wanted to see me make one of each, please leave a comment below and I can do a tutorial on them. But hey, have a go yourself and see how you go if you're interested. Anyway, thanks for now, and I'll go and I'll be back with something soon. Bye for now.